Hey everybody, welcome back to Minute on the Mountain. We are doing another review video today where we're doing a 3-layer coffee table from Frylr. This is the same company that sent me the folding table, which in fact that's what box is sitting on, is the folding table they sent me. So I wanted to let you get a look at the box before I open it up. We'll do the assembly. This is definitely going to be some assembly required. So I'll show you exactly what it's like to put it together. We'll see how easy that is, and then we'll get you a look at the finished product. All right, here's the assembly instruction sheet. So it shows you 3 tiers. It's got your product list here, obviously the 3 different shelves, the poles that you'll use to assemble it. These are labeled. So this got a little B on it. This one is an A. And this one also is a B. And it does tell you that you're going to get 1 A, 2 Bs. It says scan and activate to enjoy peace of mind. We'll scan that afterwards. But looks like it takes you to a customer support site. And then here are your poles. And then your bases are under here. So we'll get this put together and then show you the finished product. One thing I do notice as you're putting this together, the C's and D's are not labeled individually. Now you can tell on the diagram which are which. You can tell that the C's have the post on both ends, whereas the D's only have it on one end. But that's just something you want to pay attention to. You make sure you put the C's in on the bottom tier. So now we're just putting the levelers in, these bottom 3 pieces, which if you have a spot in the floor that's uneven or whatever, you need to adjust them to make sure it's not rocking. I'm not going to screw them all the way in, just because that'll make it a little taller. And there you have it. Super easy. Instructions are easy to follow. Nothing's loose. I'm just checking again. Everything's nice and tight. I mean, I can make the whole table wobble because of here, but there's no wobble in this little table. And again, if I wanted to really make sure that everything was just exactly the same height, I could just put these levelers all the way into the bottom. I just think for me, I like a little taller table. So you would just want to make sure you've got those even if you don't put them all the way in the bottom, so you don't have any wobble in it at all. There you go. This is what they call their rustic finish, which you can see it matches the top for the folding desk they sent me. I'll measure this real quickly. I actually don't know the height of it, so I'll give you the dimensions on it, and then we'll wrap up the video. All right, we are 23 inches tall, 23 inches high, 13 1/4 deep. And 15 and just shy of 7/8 wide. So 23 tall, 13 1/4 deep, 23 and 7/8, sorry, and 15 and 7/8 wide. Again, that is the 3-layer end table by Frylr or Frylr. Still not exactly sure the correct way to pronounce that. Let me get everything cleaned up, I'll give you my thoughts on it. I'll get you the detail on the price, that kind of good stuff. We'll put a link in the description. Everybody, so some final thoughts on that 3-tier table. I mean, I'm no stranger to Walmart furniture. I've got dressers and end tables and stuff that were, you know, put together, particle board. I'm not ashamed to say I bought my fair share of inexpensive furniture, cheap furniture, whatever you want to call it. This retailed for $33.98 when I looked at the link that they sent me. I've seen it as low as $29.98, so there must have been a bigger sale the first time I looked at it. It doesn't seem like that when you put it together. It actually doesn't seem like a cheap piece of Walmart furniture. And again, I'm not judging anybody who gets their furniture at Walmart. I have Walmart furniture myself, but I think you know what I'm saying. Sometimes those particle board pieces of furniture and the stuff you put together at home, they just feel a little flimsy. They feel a little fragile. They're a little shaky. I actually think this comes together really nice. Everything's tight. The metal that they use in the legs between the different tiers feels like a nice heavy gauge metal. It doesn't seem flimsy. So I think for the value, I think it's a pretty nice little buy. I've got a link in the description on it. Again, I want to thank Frylr or Frylr, if that's how you say it. I apologize, but thank them for sending me the table and letting me put it together on camera and you know, give it a review. So I'll put a link in the description for that for you guys. 2 other things and we'll close this out. Number 1, I was kind enough to get some stickers and a Christmas card from Stacy Salmans at Living Utah Outdoors. And here's a couple of the stickers that he sent me. He also sent me some of his Fish Stealer Chronicles stickers. Awesome looking stickers. I already put a couple of them on my gun cabinet, Stacy. I ran out of room on my gun case. That's what I used to do with all my stickers, but I don't really have room. So on my gun cabinet now, I've got YouTube channel stickers, and I did put a couple of these on there. And I thank you so much, man. If you've never checked out Stacy's channel, he's got great fishing videos, both open water and ice fishing. He's got some side-by-side driving videos. He's got some skiing videos, a little bit of everything. He does a couple of videos each year with Shifty Outdoors. And when those guys are on the water together, it's a lot of fun to watch them. So I'll put a link in the description for Stacy's channel as well. Lastly, the Minute on the Mountain comes from Genesis 2:15. We talked about kingdom citizenship today in church. We talked about different spheres of government. And one of the things that we talked about is that God has invited man to participate in what he's doing. And we see it all the way back in the very beginning of Scripture in Genesis chapter 2. It says that then God took the man and put him in the garden to tend and watch over it. I want you to think about that for a second. God is omnipotent, so he's all powerful. God is omniscient, he is all knowing. God did not need Adam's help in tending or watching over the garden. God was certainly capable to do that on his own. But from the beginning, God has invited mankind in to participate in his purposes. We see that in verse 15, and then if you go down a couple more verses to verse 19, we see that God brings all the animals to Adam, and then who gets to name all the animals? Adam does. God certainly could have come up with names for all the animals, but again, he invites man in to participate. So as believers, the question we asked at church today is, how does God expect Christian citizens to live in a non-Christian world? And we talked about participating. Be a productive participant, not just participating in the culture, participate in what God is doing in the culture. So find out where God is at work and join him. That's the Minute on the Mountain for today, that God invites us to participate in his plans and his purposes. Not because he needs us, but because he is a generous, gracious God. Hey, thanks for all your support, everybody. Appreciate you coming along. God bless you, and we'll see you the next time we're out on the mountain.